The following is a production of Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports.
It's a big one tonight in high school volleyball action. After a couple of weeks of anticipation, it is finally time for the Bulldogs to get their shot. Mary hits a floater just over the net, and she drops it in for an ace. It's punched back over by the Lynx. Jensen sets it up. Carroll pushing it over. Diving save though by Rattenborg at the net. Perry flushes it back over. Andrew down the middle goes to Haynes. Set for Schmidt. Price attacks. And that's it. Price of the kill. 25-19 Algona. Bulldogs with a clean sweep over St. Edmund.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Bauer Plumbing and Heating of Emmitsburg and Algona. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. And Algona State Farm Insurance Agent Billy Offerman. Now, here's Sports Director Tyler Lance.
And we are live from Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School for North Central Conference volleyball action. It's a big one tonight between the 9-9 Algona Bulldogs and the 7-14 Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs. A battle of the Bulldogs here tonight. I'm Tyler Lance with you on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube streams. We get set for volleyball action. Right now, the Algona Bulldogs are 3-1 in North Central Conference play and still very much in contention for that conference title. But they have to make the 1.5-hour road trip tonight here to Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School, and they have to do it, come off the bus with a lot of energy and find a way to win tonight in order to stay in that race and stay in a good spot here. Again, tied for first right now, 3-1 in the conference. Bulldogs have been very, very solid in North Central Conference play. They beat Iowa Falls Alden 3-1 at home a week ago. But again, their longest conference road trip of the year here tonight as they face the 7-14 Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs. They're coming off a 3-1 loss against Garner Hayfield Ventura on Tuesday, where they're competitive in the first couple of sets. Actually beat Garner in the first set 25-22, but dropped the next one 25-23, then 19-25 and 16-25. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL coming off a loss here and a tough tournament as well on Monday. Picked up a couple losses in that one, so they're looking to get back on track against Algona, but it won't be easy. The Bulldogs have had a pretty major edge in this series as of recent years, as Algona has won 16 straight matches against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Their last win over Algona came back in 2011, so the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL will try to snap that streak here tonight, and they will try to do it against an Algona Bulldog team that's playing some pretty good volleyball right now, especially when it comes to raising your game for the North Central Conference matches. So we're looking forward to a good one tonight. We'll step aside for a few words from our sponsors, and we'll come back with tonight's first serve next on KLGA 92.7 and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Jason Brace, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, where community connects.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio. We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
tired of listening to high school football that sounds like this?
Number 3 throws the ball to number 11 as he'll make a gain on the play.
Then tune in at 6 every Friday night on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Takes a snap, look at the throw. Steps up, looking deep down the middle. He's got a man behind the defense. It's Caden Weber. Makes the catch at the 2-yard line.
Furch back to throw. He's feeling some pressure up the middle and he escapes left. He's going to take it and run it. He has an opening. He's to the 5. He's into the end zone for a touchdown right before halftime. Furch runs it in for 17 yards. Don't miss football action this Friday night as the Algona Bulldogs visit the Clear Lake Lions on KLGA, and the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears host the Siouxland Christian Eagles on KLGZ. Both games will be video streamed on the Algona Radio YouTube channel.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kossuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
We are just about ready for high school volleyball action here on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Tyler Lance with you this evening. It's the Algona Bulldogs and the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs. The Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, they are on the left side of the screen as Hampton-Dumont-CAL, they are going to be wearing the pink uniforms. As for the Algona Bulldogs, they're wearing the red uniforms tonight, the black numerals on the front and back of the jersey. As Hampton-Dumont-CAL will start off with the serve. It's their pink out night here at the Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School Gymnasium. Serve is over the net, received by Lenny Van Tiger, and we are underway. Early attack by McLaughlin, tried to tap it over the net, but can't float it over, and the early point goes to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 1-0 in favor of the Bulldogs in the pink. Hampton-Dumont-CAL has Bulldogs across the front of the uniform in white letters, black stripes down the sleeves, the black pants. Getting set to serve it up is Shayla Polderland. Serves it towards Van Tiger in the back row of the Algona attack. It's set up here, pushed over the net by Knapp. Make that Haynes for Algona, and Hampton tries to attack the other way. Punched back over the net by Albers. Bulldogs put it over on second contact with Andy Jensen, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL ready for it. An attack from the center, trying to drill it home is Morton, but that'll be a point for Algona, as that'll be, I believe, double hit against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So that will tie it up at 1 apiece here in set number 1 from the Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School Gymnasium. Again, long road trip for Algona tonight. We'll see if they're able to come out with the requisite energy against the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs. Algona having won 16 in a row against Hampton-Dumont-CAL, including a clean sweep last year as Casey Van Otterloo serves it. It is deflected side to the hands of Potolan, and a free ball over the net by the libero Abby Dreyer for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Jensen sets it up. McLaughlin hammers, and she drills it into the hardwood. 2-1 in favor of Algona as Lauren McLaughlin puts an early kill on the board. McLaughlin so far this season has been number 3 on the Bulldogs in kills of 74 coming into tonight. And Van Otterloo serves again. It's an end-over-end knuckleball. Dig attempt by Potoland as Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets over the net on second contact. Jensen shorts it to McLaughlin, and McLaughlin drills it home again. Off the block attempt of Morton in the front row. And Algona scores 3 points in a row here to go up 3-1 in set number 1. Van Otterloo serving again. She's been very efficient for Algona. It's a knuckleball to the back row. Turning around, Potolan gets it up to the front row for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Attack from the far side, punched over by Albers. Now Jensen sets up Haynes on the attack. Haynes blocks, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets a point back. That'll make it 3-2. A nice block of the net. Trinity Swart was in the area for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Actually, check that. That was Addison Albers, the freshman. 5'7", getting a block of the net with a good elevation. And now Zoe Erdman, the senior, is back to serve. 5'4" senior for Hampton-Dumont-CAL as Erdman will walk it up and she'll serve it towards the back of the Bulldog defense. And knocked over the net by Knapp for Algona. Hampton on their third hit. They try to drill it, but it's rejected. Lauren McLaughlin as well as Ryan Haynes at the net, defending that for Algona, and the attack by Aubrey Showalter is turned back the other way. Algona doubling up Hampton-Dumont-CAL 4-2 right now. Swart will check into the back row for Hampton-Dumont-CAL in those pink uniforms down to our left. Bulldogs will get the serve back here over to our right as Paige Schmidt walks back there, the 5'9" junior for Algona. So Schmidt, standing from the center of the service area, she walks up and serves it short, and that's going to be an ace. Diving attempt by Potoland, but she could not dig it out, and Algona up 5-2 early here in set number 1. So early ace by Paige Schmidt, number 14 on the season for her, third on the Algona Bulldog roster in aces. As Schmidt serves again, aims it towards the back row to Swart. Up to the front, the set by Gronwald, a tap over the net by Morton. Oh, a nice save by Algona on the dig, but then they miscommunicate. Boy, ball went to the center of the front row that time. It was just out of the reach of Casey Van Otterloo, but there was hesitation after that initial hit by Algona as far as where the ball was going and trying just to pick it up out of the air. So the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL get a point back. It's 5-3 right now in favor of Algona. Lainey Van Tiger for two-handed push over the net. Dreyer up to the front to Gronwald. Punched over by Riken for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and now back to Algona for an attack. Ashley Cantu with a two-handed push over the net. Overpass by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. McLaughlin tried to flush it but couldn't do it. Now the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL set up an attack, and there's a big-time kill. Aubrey Showalter, the junior, from that far side of the front row, found the vacated spot in the Algona back row, and she has the Hampton-Dumont-CAL bench dancing down in front of us as it's a 5-4 ball game. Algona on top by 1 here as Dreyer, wearing the back libero jersey, serves over the net. Van Otterloo makes initial contact. Schmidt sets it up for Cantu. Cantu attaches to the back row. Hampton-Dumont-CAL hitting the ball up into the ceiling. From the far side of the court, Showalter tried to go cross-court, but punched that one way out of bounds down to our right by the Algona bench. And the attack error puts Algona up 6-4. So 6-4 Algona. Macy Knapp back to serve, jump serve towards the near side. Dreyer digs up the front to Gronwald, sets it up for Showalter. Showalter the big hammer, but the bigger block by Najee Price. 7-4 Algona. Najee Price has been a big-time player in that front row for Algona. 63 total blocks this season, second in the North Central, and 49 block solos this year, which is second in Class 3A, so give her number 50. And now Algona gets another point. 2 hits called against Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and the Bulldogs of Algona up 8-4. So the Algona Bulldogs doubling up the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs as Knapp jump serves again. It's a line drive rocket into the back row to Swart. Up to the front, tapped over by Showalter, but she pulled it way left. Showalter just tried to get a little too fancy there, had her body pointed towards the right, tried to cross at the Algona defense by angling that attack towards the left, but pulled that out of bounds. And a good early start by Algona as Hampton-Dumont-CAL takes a timeout, with Algona leading at 9-4. Well, as always, we thank you all for tuning in here on Hometown Radio KLGA. Big thank you to our video streaming sponsors, Algona Municipal Utilities, community-owned for community benefit. Also, big thank you as well to Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Algona State Farm Insurance agent Billy Offerman, Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed, and Iowa State Bank, or in addition to Iowa State Bank, I should say, Bauer Plumbing and Heating of Emmitsburg and Algona. All helping us bring on this broadcast here on the YouTube stream. And Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, the scoreboard sponsor, as right now the scoreboard reads Algona 9, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 4. A couple early attack errors by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They've had some good opportunities to put some kills down against Algona, but a couple early blocks. McLaughlin with 1, Price with 1 for Algona, and a couple early attack errors by the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL have helped Algona push their lead to 5 here in the first set, 9-4. As Macy Knapp back to serve. 20 aces this season to lead Algona. Picked up number 21 just a moment ago. Showalter far side attack. Big hammer, but the block again by Najee Price. Oh, did she time that one perfectly. Price for a second block of the night. And Algona up by 6, 10-4. Price, the imposing senior, 6'2" in the Algona front row, wearing jersey number 10. As the serve goes to the back row to Swart. The set for Showalter again. That one might have been heading out, but Algona tried to dig it as Van Tiger attacks towards the back row. A diving dig by Dreyer. Nice play there. Gronwald over to Showalter. Attacks towards the back row. Van Otterloo hits it backwards. Chased down by Knapp on second contact. And Van Tiger gets the free ball back over to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Gronwald sets far side. Tipped by Showalter, but the nice dig by Paige Schmidt for Algona. Now Cantu, an attack towards the back row. Played by Swart. Showalter, big hammer, and she drills it right into the hardwood. A long volley that time, won by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, off the kill by Aubrey Showalter, and it's 10-5. Algona still doubling up Hampton-Dumont-CAL, but that'll get a little juice and a little energy behind a pretty big Hampton-Dumont crowd tonight. They have a good student section here on the left side of your screen. Van Otterloo up to the front to Schmidt. Lainey Van Tiger on the third to contact. Got it over, block was tipped to the net, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL won't get this back over. Boy, that initial block attempt, Aubrey Showalter and Mallory Ryken, that actually kind of threw off the Hampton-Dumont-CAL defense because they tipped it at the net, but they couldn't knock it back over to the Algona side. Then the back row wasn't really able to get a good pass back up front. And Bulldogs get kind of a gift point there for Algona, 11-5. Showalter, big swing. Nice dig by Van Tiger. Ball hits a light in the ceiling. It's on top of the net, and it's going out of bounds. Bad break that time for Algona. Van Tiger had the good dig, but there's some low-hanging lights on the ceiling. It shot straight down. Najlee Price did a nice job just getting a hand on that ball after it sat on top of the net, but she could not guide that one anywhere, as it's Algona 11, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 6 here in the first set. Back to serve Showalter. It's a low serve. This is going to be trouble. Oh, it's tapped over by Paige Schmidt. What a save for Algona. Now an attack by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, cross court. But Heilskov couldn't put it down. Now Cantu back the other way, floats it over the net near the attack line of the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. And they'll have to play free ball down the line. A scrambling dig by Macy Knapp for Algona, and then Tiger pushes it over from the back row. Dreyer up to the front to Groenwald, tipped over the net by Heilskov for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Price with the hammer, but it's blocked. Huge block in the middle by Mallory Ryken. Red Price coming all the way. Price was coming from the near side of the court, getting towards the center with a full head of steam, and Ryken read that one off the block to make it 11-7. Algona on top of Hampton-Dumont-CAL here in the first set. Back to serve, sending it over is Showalter. Bulldogs set up Cantu for the attack, aims towards the back row, but just a bit too long and out of bounds. Ashley Cantu just missed that red paint along the baseline, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL creeping back in here, down 11-8. Showalter with those neon yellow shoes, serves towards the Bulldog back row. Knapp makes initial contact. Now Schmidt finds Haynes. Haynes gets it into the back row for a kill. Aubrey Showalter couldn't cover enough ground to reach that one. And the big kill by Reagan Haynes for Algona to make it 12-8 and grab a little momentum back here in the first set. Bulldogs will bring Andy Jensen over to serve. Algona continues to be great in serve efficiency, 93.6% this season. That is leading 3A, but right as I say that, it'll be a service errors. Jensen just guided that one out of bounds along the near side front row. And it's 12-9 off the first service error by Algona of the evening. 12-9, Algona on top. Knapp receives the serve. Jensen back sets her Price. Price punches it over the net. Ball's heading the wrong way, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL can't get this one back over. A nice set by the Bulldogs. A nice finish by Najlee Price. And a 13-9 Algona advantage here in the first set. Algona playing their first match since a week ago when they hosted Iowa Falls Alden as Najlee Price comes up to jump serve, angles it into the back row. Oh, and a miscommunication. Heilskov got caught looking at Dreyer. Dreyer looked back at Heilskov, and Heilskov just had to reach for that ball at the last minute, and that allowed the ace to drop in for Price. 14-9 Algona. Price jump serving just towards the far side. This time Hampton-Dumont-CAL lets the serve go, and it's a little bit too long. Price missing on that serve, and a 14-10 score right now as Hampton-Dumont-CAL tacks one back on. A jump serve here from Podolin. Haynes gets back to the center, pushed over by Haynes. It's Reagan Haynes to Ryan Haynes. A set in the middle, a big swing by Morton. Almost a nice dig by Van Tiger, but that one shot sideways and no Bulldog could get that on the second contact. So 14-11, Charlie Morton, the junior, with a huge kill. That makes it 14-11, as we say. 3-point advantage right now by Algona in set one. Hampton-Dumont-CAL waits for everyone to get aligned here. As Podolin serves it end over end towards Knapp in the back row, makes initial contact. Oh, and then the Bulldogs just get caught looking at the ball. Ryan Haynes initially was going for it, then pulled her hands back for some reason and just let that one drop in. I think she thought Andy Jensen might be in the area to make second contact. But now it's 14-12. Hampton-Dumont-CAL getting back into it, down by 2. Short serve, Van Tiger overpasses. It's tipped twice at the net, a third time, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL is able to get it back over. They can't take advantage of the overpass. McLaughlin free ball towards Dreyer. Groenwald sets it up. Far side attack. Big hammer on the finish by Albers. Off the hands of Macy Knapp, deflecting backwards all the way out beyond the basketball baseline, down on the right side of the court. And this is a pretty big run being put together by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 14-13, it's a 1-point margin right now in favor of Algona in the first set. As Podolin serves, 15 aces coming into tonight. Third on Hampton-Dumont-CAL as Jensen sets it to McLaughlin, pushes it into the front row of the Hampton-Dumont-CAL defense. Groenwald sets, the hammer is blocked back, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to get the free ball off over the net. Jensen to Knapp. Pushed over by Haynes into the back corner, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL can't get it back over. They overpassed, the ball went under the net, and it's 15-13 in favor of Algona. They get to take a deep breath, getting a much-needed point here, and grabbing the serve back. They'll get it back for Casey Van Otterloo. 96% serve efficiency this season. She served 174 times, and 167 were playable as almost an overpass. There's a spar at the net. The two players joust, and a lift called against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 16-13. Algona now pulling back ahead by 3. As the junior Van Otterloo returns to the service area. Second on Algona and aces of 15. Almost had one there as Dreyer is able to dig it out, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets the third hit over the net. The tap by Jensen, the attack by Haynes, into the back row for a kill. Nicely done, Ryan Haynes. Everyone on the defense cheated up a little bit for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. She saw an opportunity in the back row and was able to take just enough off that one to keep that inside of the baseline and give Algona a 17-13 lead. Van Otterloo serves towards the near side. Knuckleball, ace. An ace for Casey Van Otterloo as Potoland was not able to handle the tough spin that time, with her momentum taking her towards the sideline. Down on the near side of the court. 18-13. Quick 4-0 spurt here by the Algona Bulldogs. Served by Van Otterloo and another ace. Boy, there's a lot of trouble right now in the Hampton-Dumont-CAL back row. Dreyer and Potoland both went for that one, and neither one of them got it as it's 19-13. Timeout called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And this is one of the things that's caused the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL a little bit of struggle here in their 7-14 start to the season, and their 1-3 conference mark. Just, you can see it here, some communication issues. Sometimes they're backing off and letting it drop in. Sometimes you're having two players go for it, and that's just getting the feel of playing with each other, knowing who has what territory on the court. And boy, Hampton-Dumont-CAL had all the momentum just a moment ago, but right now this is a 5-0 run by Algona, and at an absolutely opportune time if you're an Algona fan, because Bulldogs are now 6 points away from taking this first set. They have a big advantage over Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and Algona just needs to play clean here, keep the pressure on Hampton-Dumont-CAL, make them play defense because they have struggled with that a little bit so far tonight, and see if we can finish off this first set and take the first one away on the road. And not bad to have Casey Van Otterloo back serving either. McLaughlin, Van Tiger, and Haynes patrol the front row for Algona. Short serve, Van Otterloo. Up to the front to Gronwald. Gronwald sets up the attack for Morton. Tipped to the net by the Bulldogs. They keep it alive. And McLaughlin, with her back to the net, plays the free ball over. Up to the front, Gronwald sets it up far side. The big hammer, but the nice dig by Knapp in the back row for Algona. And Van Tiger gets the free ball back over for the Bulldogs. Tipped over on second contact, but Gronwald couldn't put it down. Now set in the middle for McLaughlin. Stuffed back over. That is Albers with the kill. Albers couldn't get her first attempt as the Bulldogs saved it with a great dig, but second opportunity for her makes it 19-14. Hampton-Dumont-CAL breaking up the scoring run. That was 5-0 by Algona. Now Zoe Erdman rotates back over to serve. Erdman line drive serve towards Van Otterloo in the back row. Jensen sets near side. McLaughlin tapped over. Dug by Potoland. In the middle, the big hammer by Morton and the big finish. Charlie Morton in the center of the court got the great set that time by Gronwald and makes it 19-15. Algona up by 4. Gronwald is a very good setter. 409 assists this season coming into tonight, leading the North Central Conference. She had 24 assists in that 3-1 loss against Garner Hayfield Ventura on Tuesday. And Gronwald wears that number 6 jersey with the long black pants on the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. 19-15 in favor of Algona. Van Tiger with the cross-court hammer, but she guided it out of bounds. Each time you think the Algona Bulldogs are pulling away, the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs seem to find a run of their own as they're back down by 3 with Erdman serving. Hampton-Dumont-CAL at 90.5% efficiency, which is very solid. Not quite where Algona's at serving efficiency-wise, but still a very competitive number. As Van Tiger attacks again, and that's long again. 19-17. Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to rip off 4 points in a row here to answer Algona's 5-0 run. And they find themselves in a very winnable position here in the first set if they can continue this run. Erdman angles over towards the far side of the court this time. Van Otterloo digs the serve in the back row. Jensen to Knapp. Knapp from behind the attack line gets it over. And now Gronwald pokes it over on second contact. Van Otterloo there to take it though. Jensen up to the front. Haynes blocked. Jensen there though to collect the ball. Pushed back across by Van Otterloo. Gronwald set to the middle. Morton hammers. Morton finishes. Charlie Morton again. It's 19-18 and a 5-0 run right now by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 19-18, Algona's lead trimmed down to 1 point. Coach Berkey's going to let this one play, at least for now. She's not going to call timeout here as Erdman walks up, serves it towards the far side. Van Otterloo gets it up front to Jensen. Ryan Haynes on the attack. Cross court, and she missed it. Missed it out of bounds by a couple feet that time, going for that huge hammer. And now Coach Berkey will take a timeout. We are all tied up at 19 apiece here in the first set. A big-time 6-0 run by Hampton-Dumont-CAL to turn this thing in a 180-degree turn and get themselves back into it. So here you go, first one to 6. Remember, you've got to win by 2 in order to take the set, but first one to 6, if you can win by 2, got to get to that magic 25-point mark to win that first set. And that first set, very, very encompassing here. Obviously, Algona, first one's the toughest to win. You come out on the road, the crowd has all the energy at the start of the match, and maybe you lose a little energy throughout, but Algona has let Hampton-Dumont-CAL keep that energy of a 6-0 run, and trying to steal the first one here on the road. But Hampton-Dumont-CAL, got to give them credit. Bulldogs, again, there were 2 different times in this first set where Algona looked like they were going to pull away and just really blow it out, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL has answered back with big runs of their own each time. Right now on a 6-0 run, causing the timeout by Coach Berkey and the Algona Bulldogs. And we'll see what happens after this. Erdman continuing to serve it very well. Last thing you can afford here is an error if you're Erdman. You can sacrifice some aggressiveness just for getting one in play here and trying to keep Algona on their heels. As Erdman's a couple steps towards the far side of the court. On the left side, serves it back over to the right to Algona. Oh, almost miscommunication, and now Haynes just has to push it back across. Gronwald sets up an attack. Here's the big hammer by Showalter, and the big-time finish. Showalter buries it into the floorboards, and it's 20-19. Aubrey Showalter had 210 kills coming into tonight, leading Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and they find her in a big spot. 20-19, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. A big run here to get ahead of Algona, 7-0 run. It's a long serve, and it's out of bounds. Aiming for that back corner far side, Erdman pulled it out. And that is a big-time miss. It felt like Hampton-Dumont-CAL was never going to let go of that serve, but they finally do with a service error, and we are tied up at 20. So here you go, first one to 5 now as Bulldogs walk Paige Schmidt back to serve. Schmidt will walk up, she'll serve it end over end. It's a little short. Douglas nicely though in the back row by Podeland. Pushed across by the libero Dreyer. Nap for Algona gets it to Van Tiger. Van Tiger pushing it cross court back to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. Showalter a tip over the block attempt. A nice backup by Paige Schmidt to dig it out. Nap to Cantu. Cantu cross court attack. It hits the tape and it deflects out of bounds. Oh, it looked like Algona's going to get a good bounce there for a moment, but it deflected off the top of the net and just landed out of bounds along the near side as Cantu can't connect on that attack. 21-20 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Here is Dreyer. Serves to Van Otterloo, tipped by Schmidt. The hammer by Lainey Van Tiger and the kill. Oh man, did Algona need that one. Lainey Van Tiger second on the Bulldogs in kills with 81 coming into tonight. Gets a big one on the board and we are locked up 21 apiece in this first set. Now here's Knapp back to serve. Knapp angles it towards the far side to Podeland. Gronwald to Showalter. Showalter gets the tip to drop. 22-21 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. She kept it inside the post and dropped it into the Algona defense to give Hampton-Dumont-CAL a big point here and a 1-point lead. They get the serve back as Gronwald, the great setter, will come back to serve now. Oh, she served it way short, and it's an error and a point for Algona. Gronwald puts her hands on her head. She knows she mishit that one, and the Bulldogs get the serve back with Van Tiger back to serve. Van Tiger end over end towards the back row. Pass up to the front to Gronwald. The hammer in the middle. The nice dig though by Algona as Riken can't put it down. Now Cantu pushes it back across. Oh, just kept that one inside the post. Showalter far side attack. Rejected by Price. 23-22. Huge point for Algona. They're 2 away, up by 1 here. And Van Tiger continues to serve. Van Tiger, shorter serve. Dreyer digs. Gronwald gets it up to the front, tipped over by Albers. Nice dig though by Paige Schmidt for Algona. Cantu pushing it down the line. Dreyer makes initial contact. Gronwald back sets. Here's the hammer, but it's into the net. Heilskov could not connect, and it's 24-22. Set point for Algona. The junior Laney Van Tiger serves end over end into the middle of the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldog defense. The set for Showalter. The attack to the back row, touched by Knapp on initial contact. Cantu with a tip over the net. The sliding dig, though, by Gronwald. And the attack by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Showalter pushes it over. In the front row, Schmidt sets it up for Haynes. Haynes in the back row, a sliding dig by Swart for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They'll get it back over to Algona. Schmidt sets it up. Haynes, big swing. It's in the ceiling. It's a kill. 25-22. Algona survives set number 1. Reagan Haynes with the kill to finish it off. Bulldogs had to work very, very hard for that last point. But Algona gets it done. They take the first set on the road, 25-22. We'll come back with set number 2 action next on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Bill's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch, there's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty in downtown Algona, trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
We welcome you back inside the Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School Gymnasium as the Algona Bulldogs win a hard-fought first set, 25-22. That was everything you'd like from a set here in the North Central Conference. Hard-fought back and forth, big-time runs on both sides as Hampton-Dumont-CAL had a 7-0 run to take a 20-19 lead at one point. But in spite of that momentum, Algona was able to take it back and win it. Bulldogs had a 6-0 run of their own. They went up 19-13, but how about Hampton-Dumont-CAL being resilient with that 7-0 run to put the outcome in question for a moment? So set number 2 coming up. I'm looking to see how Hampton-Dumont-CAL responds in this one because they started really strong against Garner, Hayfield, and Ventura on Tuesday, but kind of tapered off as the match went on. So this is going to be a critical set number 2, especially when you look at the first 5 or 10 points and how the tone is set. So Algona is going to have Van Artel back to serve down on the right, far side of the screen. She will wait for everyone to get aligned here and set up to go. Hampton-Dumont-CAL will break their team huddle here as Van Otterloo will dribble the ball off the hardwood a couple times while she waits. And here we go, set number 2 underway. Serve into the back row to Swartz, and we are underway with the second set. The hammer by Showalter, angled across court but missed it, as that one goes into the Algona bench, sending everyone scattering out of the way and giving Algona a 1-0 lead. Right idea, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL not quite able to execute on that attack as Van Otterloo serves it into the back row to Swart again. Gronwald sets it up in the middle this time for Albers. Bulldogs in scramble mode here of Algona. Will have to try to get it back over as Knapp plays the free ball back to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL front row. The tip over the net. It's not going to get back over as Heilskov tipped it off the block attempt of Algona. Deflected softly backwards a foot or two and just not in a good position for any Algona player to go chase that down. 1-1 tie, set number 2. Hampton-Dumont-CAL will have Showalter serving. Lines it in the back row and she picks up an ace. Off the fist of Casey Van Otterloo as Showalter came into tonight with 20 aces, leading Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and she'll add one onto her tally here to make it 2-1 in favor of the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. This battle of the Bulldogs in the North Central as Showalter sends a knuckleball back to Van Otterloo this time. Jensen sets it up. Oh, that set was not a great one, but Algona's still going to get a point. Net violation against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That set by Jensen was actually almost over the net, almost to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. It was pretty much, if that had dropped straight down, it would have landed on top of the net, so it made McLaughlin reach way over the net. But Hampton-Dumont-CAL, in their defense of that, they tipped the net and gave Algona a net violation there to tie it up at 2. 2-2 tie, Paige Schmidt serving, serves a little short, dug low by Albers. Gronwald sets it up, the hammer cross court by Albers, and Albers is going to get the kill. Make it 3-2 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That ball was tipped on the way out. So Hampton-Dumont-CAL trying to maintain serve here early on in set number 2. As we'll get it back here from Algona with Mallory Ryken serving. Ryken takes 2 steps up and pulls the serve way off to the left. Service there by Ryken. She was trying to put some lateral spin on that ball, but just pulled it over to the far side of the court and makes it a 3-3 tie. As the Bulldog libero, Macy Knapp, the sophomore, back to serve, serves it. Over to the near side, dug out by Hauskov. Attacked by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, not put down though as the Bulldogs played in the back row. Van Tiger punches it cross court. Dreyer makes initial contact. Gronwald sets the big time hammer on the big time finish. That's Charlie Morton in the center of everything for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Gives them back a 4-3 lead as these teams have traded points early on in the second set. So back and forth we go from the Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School Gymnasium. This time it'll be Podolin. Podolin end over end serve to the Bulldog back row. Van Otterloo. They set up an attack for Price. Can't put it down though as Hampton-Dumont-CAL digs it out. Morton attacks and wipes it off the block of Najee Price. Price has had a couple good blocks so far tonight, but that time Morton was able to angle it just enough where it deflected sideways and stayed on the Algona side. So make it a 5-3 Hampton-Dumont-CAL advantage. As Shayla Podolin with 15 aces coming into tonight. Jump serves. Knapp digs in the back row, set up by Jensen. Attacked by Van Tiger, can't put it down though, is dug out by Showalter. From the far side of the court, the swing by Albers. Bulldogs dig that out though. Van Tiger attacks the other way and drills it home. Block attempt by Morton, but Van Tiger puts some wicked spin on that and makes it 5-4. Algona gets one back here. Laney Van Tiger will walk back to serve. Coming into tonight, a 97.4% serving efficiency, 148 for 152, so Van Tiger's about as reliable as it gets as Hampton-Dumont-CAL pushes it over the net. Schmidt backs it for Cantu. Cantu lofts it to the back row, and she'll get a kill out of this. She was able to turn Showalter 180 degrees, force her to turn her back to the net, and she just couldn't get a clean touch on that as the ball got knocked out of bounds to tie it at 5. 5-5 tie. Van Tiger serves towards the near side. Pass it to Gronwald up front. The hammer by Morton and the block by Najee Price. Price continues to compile the block totals and makes it a 6-5 Algona advantage. Those feet planted right in the center of that Algona front row. On the Bulldog logo, Hampton-Dumont-CAL, the same logo that the Algona fans are used to seeing. Another block attempt by Algona, but this one is blocked out of bounds. Price and Reagan Haynes set up for that one, but it looked like Reagan Haynes had that one pretty flush as she knocked it away out of bounds to tie it up at 6. So give one back to Hampton-Dumont-CAL and send Zoe Erdman back to serve. Erdman was serving when Hampton-Dumont-CAL went on the 7-0 run during the first set. Algona ended up taking the first set 25-22. Here's the back set by Cantu. Cantu able to tap it over. And now a point for Algona. Point for Algona as 2 hits is called on Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And it's 7-6 Algona. Bulldogs will rotate around here. Andy Jensen coming in for Ashley Cantu. Ryan Haynes looking to check in for Paige Schmidt as well as Jensen will walk back to serve. The Algona junior standing at 5'9" in the service area. Hammers the ball off the hardwood a couple of times and serves towards the near side. Oh, Hampton-Dumont-CAL let it go, but it stayed inside of the red paint. Right in front of you on the video stream on the near side of the court. And it's 8-6 off the ace by Jensen. So Jensen will try again. She'll aim towards the opposite side this time. Puts it more down the middle. Gronwald sets it up. Here's the charging Showalter, and she gets the kill. Block attempt by Algona. Ball deflected backwards and landed in the center of the Bulldogs side. I'll tell you what, Showalter came out with such a head of steam. The Bulldogs were expecting a huge attack, but she kind of fingertips that one over the net, so it didn't have quite the velocity that Algona was expecting. That may have thrown things off. As the serve this time made by Dreyer for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Attacked by Ryan Haynes, but she hammered it into the net. Haynes tried to do a little too much there. She wound all the way back for a full swing and chopped down a little bit too much on that to tie it up at 8. The junior Dreyer, a couple steps toward the near side, jump serves, and it's a rocket. Dug by Van Tiger in the back row. Ryan Haynes gets it to Price. The two-hand push over the net. Oh, Hampton-Dumont-CAL, they've got one hit to get it over, and it won't get back over. That was down the line. Bulldogs made a nice diving save initially off that Najee Price push, but it pinballed a couple of times, and the third contact, I should say, wouldn't go over the net. So Najee Price picked a good spot there to make it 9-8, and now Price will serve. Swart makes initial contact. Gronwald trying to set something up. It's tapped over lightly by Reichen. A nice job there. Jensen short set to McLaughlin. McLaughlin hammers it at the point for Algona. A lift called against Hampton-Dumont-CAL in that front row. So the Algona Bulldogs go up 10-8 in this second set. Neither team has made a signature run yet here in the second set. It's been trading points pretty frequently as Price serves. Swart digs. Gronwald sets. Showalter attacks. Dug by Price in the back row off the Algona tip. And now Haynes plays the free ball back to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. Swart up to Gronwald, set in the middle. The attack by Albers, but it's out of bounds. Actually checked out that was Reichen on the attack. And 11-8 Algona right now as the Bulldogs of Algona try to put together a run here. A 3-0 scoring spurt by Algona. 11-8 in favor of Algona. And the initial pass is a bad one. It goes into the net, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to get the free ball over. The short set to McLaughlin, the hammer, but you can't put it down as Podeland digs it out. Now it's pushed back across by Showalter. Jensen in the front row, tries to set it backwards. That's a point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Jensen called for the lift. Jensen was in a tough spot that time. The ball led her right into the net, and she almost had to reach over, underhanded style to sort of flip it backwards, and the referees got the easy lift call there. 11-9, Algona on top of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Serve goes towards Van Tiger in the back row. Jensen gets it to Knapp, who pushes it over with two hands. Gronwald sets it up. The attack by Heilskov is blocked back to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. Kept in the air. Algona taps it over with Jensen, but they can't quite get it over. Jensen tried to tap it over to Haynes. Haynes couldn't quite reach that one as Jensen led her a little bit too far towards the far side. And it's 11-10. Hampton-Dumont-CAL back-to-back points here. Gronwald serves towards the near side. Van Tiger plays it along the line. Passes off target to Jensen, and she can't set it anywhere. That's good directional serving to tie it at 11. It guided Van Tiger over to the line, and she kind of lost track of where Jensen was. Sent that pass way too far towards the far side of the court. And Jensen not able to get anything set up as Jensen this time set for Knapp from behind the attack line. And Knapp able to drill it home for the point. Spun it off the block attempt of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and it's 12-11. Algona pulling back ahead by one to stop the 3-0 run by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Algona trying to inch back above 500. They're 9-9 on the season. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 7-14. As they will swap out volleyballs here for Van Otterloo. The Algona junior serves into the center of the back row to Swart. Gronwald set for Showalter. Oh, big attack. Almost took out that baseline official, but she got out of the way. And the ball went out of bounds to make it 13-11 Algona. Again, those baseline officials are just volunteers like the parents or Hampton-Dumont-CAL fans, and almost got a face full of volleyball there as the Bulldogs are going to pick up a point, make it 14-11. That's the Bulldogs of Algona picking up a point, and they're going to force the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs to call a timeout and make it a 60-second timeout here. So I'll tell you what, folks, I knew I was going to do that at some point tonight. I'm trying to be very specific of which Bulldog is which because it is the Battle of the Bulldogs. Normally, I am used to just saying Bulldogs, but tonight you've got two on the court, so we've got to be specific. It's the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs and the Algona Bulldogs. It was Algona winning 25-22 in that first set, right now leading 14-11 here in the second. This is going to be a critical time here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. I know they had a 7-0 run on the first set, but if Algona finds a way to string 2 or 3 points together here and go up by 6 or 7, it's going to be really tough for Hampton-Dumont-CAL to get back into it in the second set. And obviously, the last thing you want to do is go down 2-0 and try to force yourself to win 3 in a row. So next couple of points are going to be critical. I think this is a good timeout by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Talk things over. Just try to get the serve back from Van Otterloo, who's a good directional server for Algona. And make sure you don't let the Bulldogs of Algona bring too much momentum and get too far away, because you cannot rely on a 7-0 run each set. So 14-11 Algona. Van Otterloo walks up and serves, angles it towards the far side. Initial contact by Heilskov. Gronwald back sets. The attack by Albers, and she puts it down just as the doctor ordered. Oh, check that. That's Reichen, I beg your pardon. So give Reichen the kill, make it 14-12. Algona's lead trimmed down to 2 here. And it'll be Showalter. Serves into the middle to Casey Van Otterloo. Jensen comes out to get the ball, gets it to Knapp. Knapp sends it into the back row to Showalter of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Attack coming the other way. Here's Heilskov, and she's able to finish it. Make it 14-13, deflecting it sideways off the front row block attempt by Algona. So 14-13, Algona's lead back down to 1 as Showalter will approach and serve. Sends it over to the right to Van Otterloo. Schmidt sets it up. McLaughlin mishit that one. It's into the net, but tipped by Hampton-Dumont-CAL to let them play. Haynes pushing it over with 2 hands, and Algona gets a point out of this one. Tough break for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. That had no business in ending in an Algona point. That was a pretty good set to McLaughlin. Just looked like she mishit it. I mean, the referees said Hampton-Dumont-CAL tipped it as well, which is why it went back to the Algona side, but McLaughlin had the ability there to get a big-time attack, and Just don't think she quite timed that one right, but it works out well for Algona anyways. 15-13, short serve, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL hits the ball into the ceiling, and that actually helped them out as Riken plays the free ball over the net. McLaughlin hammers, and this time she puts it down. Lauren McLaughlin not celebrating too much there. I think she still had the last one on her mind, but she'll get a big kill for Algona and makes it 16-13. That was a great serve, though, by Paige Schmidt to set everything up. Found a very soft spot and guided it perfectly. Schmidt again serves it near side this time. Riken up to the front to Gronwald. The hammer by Heilskov. It's blocked, though, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL won't get it back over. 17-13, Algona trying to do what they did in set number 1 and put a little distance between themselves and Hampton-Dumont-CAL in this middle part of the set. Schmidt rainbows the serve. It's low. Nice dig, though. The overpass is almost flushed back by Van Tiger, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to dig it out. The attack is down. Mallory Riken. Another kill for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, making it 17-14. Both teams had an opportunity on that last volley to get a point. Hampton-Dumont-CAL overpassed to Algona. Van Tiger got a decent swing on that one, but it was dug out by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and then Riken's attack the other way went home as Carly Hansen now serves. First time we've called her name tonight for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Cantu attacks from the near side. A diving dig by Hansen, but it's into the net. Into the net, and a point for Algona. Valiant effort, though, by Carly Hansen, the sophomore. And she will be subbed out here after her serve as Algona gets it back. 18-14, Algona Bulldogs. Albers in the front row right now for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Ace serve coming, and the Bulldogs go up 19-14. Algona had Macy Knapp with the serve and deflected off the hands of Heilskov and just shot backwards into no man's land. So Algona putting a little run on here, 19-14. Jump serve by Knapp, and that's into the net. Don't see that a whole lot, but hit just below the tape and stayed on the Algona side as it's 19-15. Hampton-Dumont-CAL will have Podolon going back. Just under 94.5% efficiency serving coming into tonight. Van Otterloo makes initial contact. Schmidt back sets for Van Tiger. Van Tiger can't put it down, though. The overpass into the net, though, by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, on the point for Algona. Well, that's one thing that setting up a good attack can do, even if you can't find a way to finish it. That initial hit sometimes can just come off the hands quicker than you expect and go into the net. So 20-15, Algona up here. Into the middle, the hammer by Charlie Morton. A great dig by Paige Schmidt for Algona. Haynes gets it to Knapp and plays the free ball over the net. Dreyer up to the front to Gronwald. Sets it for Morton. Morton attacks. Point Algona. Morton pulled it out of bounds towards the far side of the court. And it's 21-15 Algona. Timeout called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They could feel this second set slipping away. It was Algona in the first set, 25-22. Right now up 21-15. And last couple attacks just not landing for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Again, you try to be so perfect. You try to move the Algona defense around, work from left to right, and get those cross-court attacks going. But you've got to force Algona into a defensive position at some point and force them to defend an attack that gets into play. Right now, the decision for the Bulldogs is whether to let it go out of bounds or not. And so far, Hampton-Dumont-CAL has had just the last couple of points, not been able to keep it in play. So 21-15 Algona. They're going to have Van Tiger back to serve. Cantu, Price, and Haynes across the front row of the Algona defense. 21-15 Algona as Van Tiger walks up, serves into the back row to Dreyer. Gronwald sets it up, far side of the court. The hammer by Albers, but it's out of bounds. 22-15. And once again, you want that big kill, but you just got to take a little off it at this point and force Algona into defense mode, because right now the Bulldogs of Algona are just letting off and letting those balls go out of bounds. They're not tempted to go after those. 22-15, Gronwald to Morton, and a point for Algona. This one is going to be 2 hits. 2 hits called against Gronwald. That's a big one, and it's 23-15 Algona. So 23-15 Algona, a couple points away here from the second set. Van Tiger serves towards the near side, and that's out of bounds. Rare service there by Van Tiger, just her 5th of the season. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL has a little bit of life, but they have to be just about perfect as Erdman will walk back to serve. Well, here you go. This is what you want. Erdman served during the 7-0 run in the first set. It's back to her in the rotation, 23-16 right now. Serves towards the sideline. Algona overpasses back into the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side, and here's an attack. Showalter tips it over the net. Played by Paige Schmidt, gets it to Knapp. Cantu swings, and Cantu with the kill. The Algona homecoming queen makes it 24-16. And Algona 1 point away here as the subs will rotate in. Jensen in for Algona, Cantu to the bench. Schmidt also goes to the bench as Haynes comes in. So Schmidt and Cantu to the bench. Jensen back to serve. Initial contact by Schwartz. Gronwald sets. The hammer by Showalter. It hits up the tape, and it doesn't go down as Van Tiger slaps it back the other direction. Gronwald, high set. Showalter the big hammer. Bulldogs try to block it, but it's going out of bounds. 24-17. Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets another point, and they are down by 7 here, hanging on for dear life in the second set, down 1-0. Dreyer serves low. Knapp the dig, the back set by Jensen, the hammer by Price. Blocked right back to her though by Showalter. The big time rejection to keep it alive for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, make it 24-18. Taking it one possession at a time here are the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs. Algona had what they wanted. Price at the attack, your leader in kills this season, but a better block by Hampton-Dumont-CAL as Dreyer serves a rocket into the back row. Oh, that one got paint. Nearly out of bounds, but Dreyer had the perfect spot for the ace, and it's 24-19. Once again, Hampton-Dumont-CAL not going down easily here as Dreyer one of a line drive rocket and just kept that one in. Here's the jump serve again. Line drive and another ace. Van Tiger got caught up between that time, wanted to play it overhand, but at the last minute realized that it was coming in too low for her to do that, so she tried to go down to the knees and play it overhand anyways, but just got caught way in between that time, and it's 24-20. Algona up by 4, trying to finish the second set. Dreyer serves, they target Van Tiger again, and it's another ace. That ball just went straight to the gut of Van Tiger. Couldn't back up quickly enough to get that one in a good position on the wrists, and it's 24-21. Dreyer just racking up the aces right now, 3 in a row. Dreyer again, this one's long and it's out of bounds, and Algona takes the second set, 25-21. Abby Dreyer tried to put the team on her back there for a minute, but a service error gives Algona a 2-0 lead in this match. The Algona Bulldogs try to finish it off next at Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School on Hometown Radio KLGA.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong. Keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Signworks for all of your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
Back inside of the Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School Gymnasium, where it's been a couple very hard-fought wins for the Algona Bulldogs in the first 2 sets, 25-22 and 25-21. Algona had to hang on at the end of the second set as Abby Dreyer recorded 3 service aces in a row. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL got on a little run there at the end. They scored 4 consecutive points overall to try to get back into it, but ultimately a service error by Dreyer would give Algona the 25-21 lead and a 2-0 advantage. So can Algona finish it off? Hampton-Dumont-CAL is going to come out with a lot of energy here to start off the third set. So can the Algona Bulldogs try to squash a little bit of that energy early on and take the air out of this Hampton-Dumont-CAL crowd in the third set? Algona looking to finish it off quickly. They've had a couple of North Central Conference sweeps already this season, and they're trying to do it again tonight. Again, the stakes are big for Algona. You're talking about a big match against Clarion Goldfield Downs coming up in 1 week, one of the other North Central Conference title contenders. And if you're Algona, you have to take care of business on the road tonight against Hampton-Dumont-CAL to be talking about a conference title. And so far tonight, the Algona Bulldogs have done just that. It has been pretty every single point, but they have done enough to get the job done. Again, 25-22 and 25-21 in the first couple of sets. So set number 3 action here for Algona, looking for their 10th win of the season. As again, the Bulldogs in the red jersey over on the right side, Hampton-Dumont-CAL in the pink jerseys on the left side. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL will start off with Aubrey Gronwald, the 5'5 junior in the service area. As Gronwald walks up, jump serves, and we are underway, and Gronwald starts it with an ace. Well, that was a Tim Wakefield knuckleball serve that time. Hardly any spin on it. Had some great drop as well. Fell in front of Knapp in the back row of Algona, and it's 1-0 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. The serve again by Gronwald. Van Tiger makes initial contact. Short set by Jensen. The hammer by Haynes, but can't put it down. Nice dig by Swart for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Attack the other way, Showalter, and she finds the red line. 2-0 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Hampton-Dumont-CAL's last win against Algona was September 13th of 2011, 4,398 days ago, and they'll have to engineer a big-time comeback tonight, down 2-0 to do it. The first 2 points of the third set go to Hampton-Dumont-CAL's. McLaughlin hammers, and that one is just out of bounds. Oh, man, that's a tough call to make. That's in the opposite corner of the backside official, and hard to see that, but McLaughlin narrowly missing there. It's the 3-0 Hampton-Dumont-CAL lead. Jensen sets it up for Haynes. Haynes cross-court attack. Ball's in the ceiling, and that is going to be an Algona point as the ball does not stay in between the posts. Referees are right on top of that. And 3-1 here as Algona tries to get back from the early 3-0 deficit. Van Otterloo will start things off for Algona serving. The Bulldog Jr. gets up and sends it over to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. The initial pass is heading out of bounds, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL won't get this back over. Trinity Swart guided Showalter all the way over to the far side bleachers. Not a good initial pass, and it's 3-2. I'm going off 2 points in a row here to be down by 1. Initial contact made by Heilskov. The hammer by Showalter, can't put it down. Jensen near the net, sets up Haynes, and a point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Double hit called against Algona. It's 4-2 Hampton-Dumont-CAL here in the third set. As the Algona Bulldogs lead at 2-0 right now. Showalter spins the ball in her palm, jump serves it. Van Otterloo with the dig, the set by Schmidt, it's a short set, the hammer by McLaughlin, and she delivers the ball into the hardwood. Good kill by Lauren McLaughlin, really nice set by Andy Jensen, and it's a 4-3 score right now in favor of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It is a big-time asset for the Algona Bulldogs to have 2 players who are really able to set the ball so effectively. Paige Schmidt, the leader in assists this season, but Andy Jensen came into tonight with 103 assists. And definitely very good in that category in her own matter. Gronwald back sets, the tap over the net by Heilskov. Now going the other way, punched over by McLaughlin. Ball's heading the wrong direction for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They've got 1 hit to get it over, and they cannot keep it in between the posts on the third hit. The second hit guided Albers out of bounds towards the far side of the court. She was right where near that referee is standing up on his ladder, and she couldn't guide it back in between the posts as we are tied up at 4 here in the third set on the Greg Penning Company Certified Public Accountant scoreboard. The back set to Heilskov, tried to tip it over. It's blocked back by Algona. That was kind of a softer block by Lauren McLaughlin, and Heilskov is going to get called for the double hit as she hit it into the net and just kept hitting it into the net to try to get it over. As it's 5-4, Algona gets in front here with a 3-0 run. Schmidt serves short. The pass up to Gronwald. The tap over the net by Dreyer. Schmidt there to play it for Algona. Cantu angles across court, and she drops it in. A soft touch by Ashley Cantu found the open spot, and Gronwald could not make the diving save as Algona goes up 6-4. Kenzie Moorhead comes into the front row for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. The first time we've seen the junior number 16 tonight. She's set up right on the Bulldog logo in the center as Schmidt serves it short. Getting up to dig it though is Showalter. Attacked by Albers, and Albers puts it down. Spotted off the Algona block attempt as the freshman Albers picks up the kill. Came into tonight third on Hampton-Dumont-CAL in that category of 64 and makes it 6-5. 6-5 Algona. It's Reichen with the serve. Van Otterloo makes contact in the back row. McLaughlin from behind the attack line pushes it back towards the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. Here's the back set, tipped over the net by Moorhead. Bulldogs of Algona in scramble mode. Here's McLaughlin, tips it the other way. Oh, and she got it. Lauren McLaughlin got it to drop. Had to contort the body at an odd angle and pull that one towards the near side of the court, but that spot was vacated and McLaughlin saw it as it's 7-5 right now. Now here's Knapp to serve. Knapp sends it into the Hampton-Dumont-CAL back row, and a point for Algona. 2 hits called against Gronwald. We've seen that a few times tonight. The officials right on top of that. I believe it's the 3rd or 4th time Gronwald's been called for 2 hits. As Knapp delivers the serve, the overpass goes into the net, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets it back over. Dreyer almost put that one down. Now Price hammers out of the way. The sweet finish by Najee Price, and it's 9-5 Algona. Time out Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Well, they very nearly rescued that overpass. It went into the net. They were able to tap back to Dreyer, and Dreyer actually got a pretty good swing to get that one over, but Algona got it set up perfectly for Najee Price in the middle there, and Price got a full swing on that one. Big time finish, and a 9-5 Algona lead. Najee Price leading Algona in kills this season with 129 coming into tonight. She ranked 4th in the North Central in that category, and she has gotten to work. We've seen a few blocks by Najee Price tonight. We've seen several kills as well. As right now Algona's up 9-5. Again, if you're just tuning in, a 2-0 Algona Bulldog lead here in this Battle of the Bulldogs. 25-22 and 25-21. This is one where really it could be 2-0 in either direction. Hampton-Dumont-CAL had a very real chance to win either of those sets, especially the first set as they took a 20-19 lead, but Algona was able to shake that off and pull away late to win that first set. And now Algona is going to try to take the air out of Hampton-Dumont-CAL here in the third set. Again, that's a good timeout by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. This would be a killer time here as it's an ace by Knapp. Knapp hit that one off the top of the tape. It deflected over and dropped in for the ace to make it 10-5. Knapp of 20 aces coming into tonight. Has picked up a couple for Algona. And she'll serve again. The jump serve from the center. Sends it into the back row to Dreyer. Gronwald back sets for Moorhead. And her attack is way out of bounds. Way out of bounds to the far side. And it's 11-5 Algona. Starting to tighten the screws a little bit here in the third set. Knapp staying locked in, delivers the serve to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side, and it's another ace. Albers with the initial contact. That ball went nowhere near where she wanted it to, though, as it went over towards the Hampton-Dumont-CAL student section on the left side, which is now all sitting down here, down 2-0. 12-5 Algona. The serve by Knapp, the line drive into the back row. Dreyer gets the pass up to Gronwald. The attack by Albers and the finish. Najee Price tried to block it, but it stayed on the Algona side and got trapped in the net. 12-6 as Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets a desperately needed point, and they get the serve back to Mallory Ryken. Ryken with 15 aces coming into tonight. Actually, that's Potolan serving, I beg your pardon. Schmidt back sets for Van Tiger. Van Tiger can't put it down, it's blocked. She tries again, it's down the line. Hampton-Dumont-CAL in scramble mode. They've got one hit to get it over, and it's tapped back across. Van Arlo up to Schmidt. Back sets for Cantu. Punches it over the net towards Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Gronwald sets it up. Tipped over by Albers in the finish. Albers able to guide it out of the diving reach of Paige Schmidt, and that'll make it 12-7. Back-to-back points here by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Can they get on that big 7-0 run like they had in the first set? As Potolan serves it again. Into the Algona back row. Van Otterloo to Schmidt. Knapp gets it back over to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side as the free ball comes over to Algona. Here's the set by Schmidt, the attack by Van Tiger, and that one's not getting back over. Lenny Van Tiger with the kill. Abby Dreyer made the only contact of that possession for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, but again, that initial contact off the dive just guided the ball out of bounds to the far side, and nothing Showalter could do to try to get over to it. 13-7 Algona, set number 3. Gronwald back sets, the hammer by Morton, and the finish by Morton. Charlie Morton able to put one on the board for Hampton-Dumont-CAL and make it 13-8. And she's got the Hampton-Dumont-CAL bench dancing the jig. I like it. They've got the whole bench synchronized, doing a little spin move as they dance after each point. The senior Erdman delivers a serve to Algona. Van Tiger passes to Schmidt. Cantu has to push it over with two hands back to the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. A dump over on second contact by Gronwald, but can't put it down. Now Haynes attacks it their way into the back row, and Ryan Haynes, actually they've got Reagan Haynes delivers the kill. The Algona freshman wearing jersey number 16 makes it 14-8 in favor of Algona. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL is going to give a little ovation here. It's 600 career digs for Abby Dreyer, so even though Hampton-Dumont-CAL trails here tonight 14-8. Abby Dreyer just got the milestone of 600 digs, and the crowd was all on top of it. They've got their 600 signs in the background. As a service error by the Algona Bulldogs here will send Dreyer back into the service area. 14-9, Algona on top of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, set number 3. Line drive, rocket of a serve into the back row. Schmidt to Haynes, but this is going to be a point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Schmidt called for the 2 hits. That initial pass by Van Tiger took Schmidt too close to the net and had to focus on contorting the body out of the way of the net and got called for the double hit. As this time it's a Dreyer serve into the net, and a service error will give one back to Algona to make it 15-10. 15-10 Algona, set number 3, Nosley Price will head over to serve. Price for the Algona Bulldogs, jump serves towards the far side of the court. The pass up to Gronwald, the attack from the middle. As Reichen can't put it down. Haynes plays the soft touch over the net. Gronwald sets it up. Here's the swing by Showalter. The block is tipped and it stays on the Algona side. Oh man, Haynes and McLaughlin tried to block that one. Haynes is shaking her hand out. That was some serious heat by Showalter to make it 15-11. Hampton-Dumont-CAL still in need of points as they're down by 4. Showalter coming off a 19-kill performance on Tuesday, has had a few tonight. McLaughlin attacks on the line. It's a ceiling ball, and it's dropping back on the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side. That's a tough break for the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs. That ball hitting the ceiling really accelerated its path back down and gave McLaughlin a much easier kill to make it 16-11. 16-11 Algona. Van Otterloo serves into the middle. Dreyer up to Gronwald. Showalter the tip over the block attempt. Nicely backed up by Jensen on the Algona side. Here's Haynes with the 2-hand push back to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Gronwald with the short set in the middle. The attack to the back row by Reichen is out of bounds. And Algona will get a point. Reichen missed the baseline and Algona goes up 17-11. You blink here and they're up by 6. Van Otterloo serves and that's into the net. Service there gives one back to Hampton-Dumont-CAL, making it 17-12. Again, not someone you see making service errors too often, as Van Otterloo's at 96% efficiency this season. Algona up by 5, 17-12. Serve comes tumbling over to Van Otterloo. Schmidt the short set McLaughlin, and McLaughlin gets the finish. Drilled it right in between everyone in the back row. The closest one was Showalter, got a finger on it, but that was about all, as it's 18-12. Lauren McLaughlin has had a very good third set here for Algona. And Paige Schmidt will enter the service area right now, the Algona junior. Standing at 5'9". As Schmidt sends the right-handed serve over the net. Reichen digs. Here's the attack by Albers, but she put it right into the net. 19-12 Algona, and another timeout by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They have to muster up one last run here because it is now or never. 19-12 Algona on top here in the third set. The attacks by Lauren McLaughlin have been true, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL now just having trouble returning the ball here. They've had a couple attacks just drilled into the net recently, and a couple of service errors as well to give points to the Algona Bulldogs. So 19-12 right now in favor of Algona here on Hometown Radio and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. As always, big thank you to our presenting YouTube sponsors making this broadcast possible, including Bauer Plumbing and Heating, Iowa State Bank, Algona Municipal Utilities, Algona State Farm Insurance Agent Billy Offerman, and Chemna Auto Center. Right now it's Algona 19 and Hampton-Dumont-CAL 12 in the third set here on your Greg Penning & Company Certified Public Accountant scoreboard. As Paige Schmidt will be the one to serve for Algona coming out of the timeout. Schmidt wearing the white shoes, sends the serve just beyond the attack line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Gronwald back sets, the hammer at the net, won't go down, it's a point for Algona. Hampton-Dumont-CAL runs out of hits as Heilskov couldn't put that attack over, and it's 20-12 in favor of the Algona Bulldogs right now. Here is Paige Schmidt. Schmidt a short serve. The nice dig by Dreyer. The attack by Heilskov, tipped to the net, on the flush back by McLaughlin. Oh man, that ball hung in the air for a tantalizing amount of time, and McLaughlin just hit it straight down with the 2 hands. McLaughlin is actually shaking out that left hand right now. 21-12, that is a front row player's dream, just to have the ball float into your wheelhouse just like that. Another almost blocked by Algona, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to keep this one alive. Tipped over the net by Reichen. Knapp gets it to Van Otterloo, and a miss hit by Casey Van Otterloo. Mistimed that jump from the attack line and can't get the hit over the net to make it 21-13 as Hampton-Dumont-CAL has it. They threw 2 volleyballs over to Reichen. She says, I just need 1. So she'll send one back over to the student section and try to engineer a rally for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It's a good serve, a diving dig though by Van Otterloo, and Knapp gets the free ball back over the net. Showalter Finds Grunwald, free ball back to the Algona side, a collision in the back row. Bulldogs keep it alive though, and Van Tiger sends the free ball back the other way. A couple free balls so far this possession. Showalter sets it up. The hammer by Heilskov with the block by Algona. Lauren McLaughlin and Lainey Van Tiger were Johnny on the spot, and it's 22-13. I believe it was McLaughlin who got her hands on that one. As McLaughlin checks out, Price checks in. She'll enter the front row for Algona, and Knapp is back to serve. 22-13 Algona. Grunwald had that one sent to Cantu, who tried to flush it back but couldn't put it down. Now Knapp gets to Cantu again. Cantu hits it into the center of the Hampton-Dumont-CAL defense. They're scrambling to keep it alive, and Showalter gets the free ball back to Algona. Schmidt to the near side of Van Tiger. Cross-court attack blocked. And tapped over by Cantu in the point. Oh, she has her hands on her mouth. She can't believe it. It almost looked like Cantu was trying to set that to one of her own teammates, but instead just put the two-handed touch over the net in a perfect spot on the Hampton-Dumont-CAL defense. It said, I'll take it. 23-13 Algona. A tip over the net by Morton. Knapp for Algona gets it to Van Tiger. Sending it over with one hand into the Hampton-Dumont-CAL back row. Grunwald sets it up. Albers the attack, and Albers the finish. 23-14, Algona on top, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL still with a mountain to climb here. In set number 3, they're trailing 2-0. Algona has gradually pulled away here in this third set. Portland back to serve. Knapp receives it on the initial contact. Schmidt sets it up. Knowsley Price, the hammer. It's blocked, though, and a point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Charlie Morton, no fear on that one. Morton, the Hampton-Dumont-CAL leader of 11 blocks coming into tonight. Contested Price, and it's 23-15. The service sent back over to Algona. The back set for Van Tiger. Her attack is tipped to the net, kept alive by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Here's the back set for Morton. Morton tips it over the left hand. Tough angle, but the Bulldogs kept it alive. Van Tiger sends it cross-court the other direction into the front row. The back set for Morton again. Oh, the set is off target, and it's a point for Algona. That set was too close to the net, and Morton had to reach way out just to try to tip that one over. Set point, match point. 24-15, Algona trying to finish it off on the road against Hampton-Dumont-CAL in the Battle of the Bulldogs. Lainey Van Tiger with the serve. Here's the push over the net by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and it finds the open spot. There's the kill by Albers, and it's 24-16. Albers from that front row position saw the vacated spot on the Algona front row. And now Zoe Erdman will try to keep it alive. 24-16. Erdman will have to be perfect here as Erdman sends a twisting serve. It's out of bounds, and Algona wins. Erdman with the service there. 25-16, the final in the third set. And the Algona Bulldogs are now 4-1 in North Central Conference play. And they set up a huge matchup coming up Thursday night of next week against Clarion Goldfield Dows inside the Algona Bulldog High School Gymnasium. 25-22, 25-21, and 25-16, the finals as Algona wins at 3-0 over Hampton-Dumont-CAL. With the win, Algona is now 10-9. Hampton-Dumont-CAL drops to 7-15. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. Back to wrap it up next on Hometown Radio KLGA.
Are you tired of listening to high school football that sounds like this?
Number 3 throws the ball to number 11 as he'll make a gain on the play.
Then tune in at 6 every Friday night on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Takes a snap, look at the throw. Steps up, looking deep down the middle. He's got a man behind the defense. It's Caden Weber. Makes the catch at the 2-yard line.
Furch back to throw. He's feeling some pressure up the middle, and he escapes left. He's going to take it and run it. He has an opening. He's to the 5. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Right before halftime, Furch runs it in for 17 yards.
Don't miss football action this Friday night as the Algona Bulldogs visit the Clear Lake Lions on KLGA, and the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears host the Siouxland Christian Eagles on KLGZ. Both games will be video streamed on the Algona Radio YouTube channel.
The Algona Bulldogs taking care of business on the road tonight as they take Hampton-Dumont-CAL out in 3 sets in the Battle of the Bulldogs. It's 25-22, 25-21, and 25-16 as Algona wins it here tonight. Boy, what an interesting matchup between these two teams. You'll see 3-0, but really it was more competitive than a 3-0 match normally would be. As you look at the first couple of sets, boy, they could have swung out of direction and really changed the complexion of this match, but Algona had enough plays to win it late, especially that first set. Boy, Algona looked like they were going to pull away and dominate in set number 1 as the Algona Bulldogs got on a 6-0 run to go up 19-13, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL stormed back of a 7-0 run as they went up 20-19, but after Algona called the timeout, they had a big answer to finish, and that really changed the complexion of the match. You could see a little bit of a deflation on the Hampton-Dumont-CAL side after that 7-0 run didn't result in a win, and once Algona took that first set, they were off and rolling. Bulldogs again of Algona got ahead in the second set, almost let it up at the end, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL didn't quite have enough time as they fell 25-21 in the second set, and boy, that third set, Algona just gradually pulled away. That third set was really the most dominating set of the night by Algona, not just by final score, but by the way they played it as well, and really just kind of took the life out of Hampton-Dumont-CAL and took any chance away of winning by the middle of that set, as it was all momentum and all Algona in set number 3. So, good win for the Algona Bulldogs. They are 10-9 on the season. And as we said, they have a huge matchup coming up against Clarion Goldfield Dows 1 week from tonight. Clarion Goldfield Dows is always a team that seems to be in contention for the North Central Conference title, and they are coming to the Bulldog Gymnasium on Thursday night. So if you can't make it out to the game, obviously tune in here on Hometown Radio KLGA, as we will certainly have coverage of that match Thursday night. Meanwhile, for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, they will face Webster City 1 week from today. Webster City always a tough out in the North Central Conference as well, but this conference is a very, very crowded conference right now. A lot of teams trying to throw their names into the hat, and Algona 4-1 with the only blemish on their record being that loss against Clear Lake. But there are no undefeated North Central teams right now. There's a lot still to be decided as the final few matches of the season will take place. So Algona wins it tonight. They are 10-9 on the season. Hampton-Dumont-CAL dropping to 7-15. As always, we give a big thank you to all listeners for tuning in, all of our great sports club members for making this broadcast possible, and our video streaming sponsors here on the Algona Radio YouTube channel. This has been a sports production of Hometown Radio KLGA. I'm Tyler Lance signing off as once again the Algona Bulldogs defeat the Hampton-Dumont-CAL Bulldogs 25-22, 25-21, and 25-16.